Let's look. Did I? Looking on Twitter. It's there. All right. I'm only saying this because if you were watching the afternoon coffee talk, I ran out of time because I was busy and I was talking to nobody for a while because yours truly is not the smartest one. It was a busy afternoon. Anyway, it is so much quieter now than it was this time last night, I'm happy to say. And here we are. It is 9 o'clock, and because I'm in for Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi, that means you get me for the evening coffee talk or tea talk or bourbon talk or whatever else you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it. Laura says, happy tequila talk, y'all. How are you, Laura? Hey, I'll support it. I'm not going to be drinking that. I'm trying to stay awake myself, which means for me, it actually is a coffee talk. And I'm doing my thing. Warren, how are you? Good evening to you. Hope you're having a nice one. Taylor says, baby's fighting sleep an hour later. My kids are doing the same thing. You know? The wife says my kids are still awake. So, and it's 9 o'clock. Whereas at 8:30, if I'm home, those kids are done. Yeesh. Anyway, how are ya? How are ya? We don't need more rain. We need a boat. Oh my gosh, Lisa. Yeah, it is still raining in spots. But let me just say, before we go any further, it is stunning from our Tower Cam network. That's a look downtown Orlando. Man, I love that. How are ya? I hope you're having a nice one. Annie says, good evening. Let me tell you, good Lord, the storms here in Ocala were horrible. Can confirm. Can confirm. Taylor, I don't have booze because I'm broke. I feel you. You don't need booze. We don't need booze. Yeah. We don't need it. How will tomorrow be going in Claremont? I've got some new furniture. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there little by little. Just need to set the stage. It is beautiful outside. Good evening, everybody. So, coffee talk. I'm in this evening a little punch drunk and tracking some showers around Central Florida. Let's take a live look at our first warning Doppler radar. A little bit of rain over the Canaveral National Seashore there. Let me lapse this. Kind of see it working away from us. Had to make some tweaks so you could see the ground clutter firing. Lots of moisture in the atmosphere, so had to make some tweaks to the radar, but we got it cleared up. A couple of showers back over to Lake County. Otherwise, we take a look at the wide perspective, and we're doing just fine. Now, further to the north, let me switch over to the Jacksonville radar. There's some storms up that way. But, really and truly, it's a nice and quiet evening. Now, the satellite and radar still showing that piece of energy north of us, that big storm system that's just throwing these little waves of energy at us. It's been doing it over and over and over. That's why we had such odd weather these last few days and why we will continue to see these odd little weather happenings these next couple of days. So where do we go from here, right? Let's just chat about our forecast for tomorrow, okay? We're starting off nice and quiet in the morning. I do, though, think we're going to get an early start to those showers and thunder showers yet again tomorrow. And we'll look at Futurecast, okay? In just a little bit. They're missing Daddy. I know, Michelle. At least I hope that's what it is. When will we not have severe weather? I know, it's almost like 50 days ago when we had days and days and days of severe weather. In order to the chaos. Interesting. Okay. So, tomorrow, another stormy setup. Another opportunity for severe weather. We are under a level 1 risk out of 5 for isolated strong to severe storms. As I dial up that graphic. Just like today, we've got that concern for some heavy downpours. We also have the concern for flooding. Here's a look at the flood risk around Central Florida. We're watching the potential, and I would add that, and if you live in Marion County, you don't need me to say this, but there it is. There is a flood watch posted for Marion County, Putnam County, Alachua County, through tomorrow night because of all of the rain that we got today. So before we get into the forecast, let's just look at the incredible amounts of rain that we saw today in Marion County. 6+ inches of rain. Whoa, what is going on? Yeah, there was flash flooding occurring in Marion County today. Thankfully, things are a bit quieter. But what about tonight? Okay, let's dial in our Futurecast model here and just kind of get an idea of where we're at. Oh, wrong one. Hold on a second. Stand by. Okay, all right, so here's Futurecast, and you know what's interesting, I always say garbage in, garbage out, right? So we know that the radar's quiet-ish, a few showers now, but look at what Futurecast is trying to paint in. So Futurecast really wanted to go with some rains right now. Obviously, that's not the case, but we're just going to say the next few hours, Futurecast is trying to throw in some rains, and then overnight into tomorrow morning, it's trying again to throw some stormy weather in. I think that it's a little bullish, but you know the idea is there that there's going to be storms starting early again tomorrow, and then into the afternoon we'll get a couple of afternoon storms. I'll also tell you, from run to run to run, these models have been absolutely opposite of each other. And from model to model to model, they've been absolutely opposite. So what we end up with is this frustrating scenario where you just have no idea when you're getting the new model data what it's going to show. The models have been literal garbage. And it's not just, I mean, listen, Futurecast is a great model. It's not just Futurecast. It's the American GFS. It's the European model. It's the Canadian model. It's the whatever. Your model is terrible. Your model. They're all bad right now. So we have to just use our meteorology and kind of get an idea of there's going to be a few showers overnight tonight. Tomorrow will be an earlier start than normal. That's the gist of it. Whatever ends up happening will be different than what the models are spitting out right now, but that's kind of where we're at. All right? So that's where we're at in terms of the forecast again, and I'll show it just one more time for you. The forecast tomorrow does include that earlier start to the showers and thunder showers, and then kind of continuing into the afternoon. All right, the models did a terrible job today. We had to use our education for it, right? And they're going to do the same thing tomorrow. Ann's asking, is tomorrow going to be the same as today in Ocala? You've got the chance to get some stronger storms, some bigger downpours yet again tomorrow. So unfortunately, it is a concern for you. Yeah. Thomas says, I'm breaking up on your end. I see 0 dropped frames. So it's not me, it's you. It's you, not me. When we break up, usually it's not you, it's me, but this is on you. On my end, I see no errors. So yeah. Lisa says, Eric, I want a cold front. You do know it's Florida in June. We're not going to have any fronts for a couple of months. So I'm sorry to tell you that. Sorry. Oh, well. Be sure not to drink time-delayed coffee. I used to work third shift. I would drink coffee to make it through the shift. I would not work until I got home and went to bed. No, I can get to bed pretty quickly. I feel like I'm the kind of person, though, that can sleep with anything in my system. Like I could slam down an espresso, and if I have an opportunity to close my eyes, I'll be good to go. So yeah, there's that. Billy says the drive-in theaters flooded crazy. Yeah, I mean, the video that I saw at Marion County was wild, just wild. So we're expecting another opportunity for plenty of showers and thunder showers. And as a matter of fact, if we look at the rain chances over the next couple of days' time, it's not just, it's not just tomorrow. I mean, like, let's face it, we're in a wet weather pattern these next couple of days. Here's the rain trend around Central Florida. 60% coverage of storms right through the weekend. Yeah. Seth says, sorry, I'm late. I have a note so you can put me in detention. No detention for you. No detention. It's an excused tardiness, okay? You're good to go. It's an excused tardiness. Any upgrades coming? Oh, no. What do we mean, Priscilla? Upgrades? What do you mean? In the tropics or what? You tweeted about the local models, not the tropical models. I don't even remember. Oh, no, all the models. All the models are trash, at least, pertaining to the local weather, yes. Tropical models are fine. It's the local models that are just disaster. What time looks good to go to Claremont from Polk on Highway 27? Do you mean tonight? Do you mean tomorrow? What do you mean? I have literally no idea. Annie's asking, anything new in the tropics? Yeah, we'll get to that. We should do that next, huh? Any other questions regarding our forecast? If you're talking about when to like travel tomorrow, it looks like the storms are going to get started early again. So, just plan accordingly. Sipping on cookie dough whiskey. That's a thing? Cookie dough whiskey. I've never been a whiskey drinker. Huh. I wish I was cool enough. I can drink 4 shots of espresso and go straight to sleep. You and me both. Yeah. All right. So if nobody else has questions locally, we can move on to the tropics. Lightning overnight or just starting in the morning? Yeah, I think that we'll get some showers overnight. I don't think, the problem, here's the thing. Yesterday, we had hot temperatures until those storms really fired up. We don't have those hot temperatures right now. It is a much more stable atmosphere. Here's a look at, why are you being a putz? Oh, there we go. I'm like, why aren't you wanting to load the temperatures, for goodness sake? Temperatures right now are in the 70s to about 80 degrees. So we don't have that instability like we had yesterday. So it's not at all the same kind of an idea, which is fine. I don't think anybody wants to get those big, nasty storms firing up again. All right. That's where we're at with that. All right, let's look to the tropics. Tropical storm Brett. I'm like, where's the satellite loop? All right, it had to take a second to download. So there's the latest satellite imagery, Tropical Storm Brett. As of the 5 o'clock advisory, Brett did get just a little bit stronger. Winds now up to 45 miles an hour, and it is expected to continue to strengthen little by little over these next few days' time. Here's the forecast cone from the National Weather Service. I have to click it. My brain is not working at 100%, y'all. I'm usually in bed by now. All right. Here's the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. It is expected to strengthen, but it is not expected to become a hurricane anymore, okay? There you go. Maximum sustained winds, and I'll bring it full screen just so that it's not too small. Maximum sustained winds, look at that. Wednesday, 2 p.m., 60 miles an hour. Thursday, 2 a.m., 65. Thursday, 2 p.m., 65. Friday, 2 a.m., 65. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, expected to weaken little by little by little. So it will get a little stronger, but it will not bomb out. We're looking at a tropical storm that should stay as a tropical storm, okay? Computer models should keep this thing at bay, well south of us. As a matter of fact, now there are no outliers. All of the computer models are saying Caribbean Sea. And when we look at the American GFS and the European model, this is kind of, I always love to use this model comparison, because what it does is it gives us a chance to look side by side in real time at what the models are doing, okay? So you've got both models bringing it to that tropical storm status through Thursday, and then Friday into Saturday, what ends up happening is they both work into the Caribbean, and they both essentially weaken it. So now all of a sudden, we've got consistency on the models. That's good. That's what you want. So it looks more and more like this is going to just continue working into the Caribbean, weakening, and being no problem whatsoever. I like that. I like that very much. All right. Over to Invest 93. Doesn't look like much now. It's got that counterclockwise spin. A high likelihood of developing over the next 2 days' time and the next 5 days' time. This one is going to be back behind Brett. There's no forecast cone because it is not a storm, but here's the forecast models for Invest 93. Kind of a little bit of a spread. Still generally expecting this to go up and around. So that's good news. And when it comes to intensity models, intensity, if I could spell correctly. Here's the intensity models on Invest 93. Keeping it fairly weak, stepping up to tropical storm status, and then starting to weaken down the way. So that's where we're at. Nothing big, nothing bad, but a couple of storms to watch out in the tropical Atlantic. It's not normal that we watch the tropical Atlantic this time of year, but here we are. There are the two systems. And then back behind, we've got another rigorous wave in the process of rolling off the coast of Africa. So yeah, a couple of things out there. Thankfully, none of these threatening to Central Florida whatsoever, but we are going to, into the month of July, get into another window of favorability for trouble in the tropics. So I would invite you to head over to wesh.com/hurricane forecast. Wesh.com. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Wesh.com/hurricane forecast. There you can check out my 2023 hurricane season forecast. It is unchanged from March 1st when we put it out. Hopefully that will stay. I don't see why not. Speaking of that, Jeremy Nelson and I, 10 a.m. tomorrow, tracking the tropics. We'll be live together. Just a reminder, we'll be doing our thing. Join us. Got makeup going in my eyes. That's where we're at. All right. Questions, comments, anything? David says a rum and Coke. Ooh, that's nice. Cruising Port Canaveral to Nassau Friday. Will we feel any of this? Nah, Ashley, you'll be totally fine. This is a totally different vibe. Yeah, you're good. Laura says the GFS decided to sober up a little bit. Just a little bit. It decided to wake up. Yep. Fish storm. Rita, I'm being boring and just drinking water. I just finished getting the kids to bed and I'm ready to sleep. Sounds good to me. If I wasn't at work, you know what I do normally at this time? I'm in bed. Right now we're watching Big Bang Theory. I'm in bed. And about this time, Manolfi calls me. And the wife says, who's calling you at this hour? And I say, my mistress. And then I answer the phone. And before I can say hello, she says, hi, Tony. And he says, bada bang. Blah. And then he usually says something along the lines of, hey, real quick. And it's not real quick. That's where we're at. Yeah. Good times. Brian, science question. With all the frequent heavy rains and flash flooding, what are the chances of sinkholes opening up somewhere? And what are the main causes for a sinkhole to form? Heavy rain. Yes. Yeah, I would say sinkholes are a concern, and heavy rain is a major cause. So yeah. Becky says, go home, smooch your family, get some rest. I have to work. So I'll go at 11:35. We're still on weather. Train derailed with Nikki and whiskey. Hey, yeah, I'm good with that. My brother will be visiting from out of state. Can't wait till next Thursday he lands. So need to track it all. Priscilla, we'll watch the weather for you. Chris, HAFS. What are you asking me for, Chris? Are you referencing completely out of context the new tropical models? Did we already go over what your coffee order is? We didn't. So my coffee order, when I make coffee at home, hold on, update from the wife. Let's see, stand by. Kids are still awake. So I make coffee at home in the mornings myself, and so that's just espresso and a little bit of French vanilla. But when I'm doing the Starbs, it's a tall iced mocha, no whip, extra shot. That's what you get. Yeah. How's Alexander? Is he getting his emotions together? Every day. We're fighting that fight, Ann. Every day. GFS hasn't heard Eric say, what? What, Taylor? You just want me to say it so you could take a shot, don't you? You do. Let's Where do I think that this storm's going to end up? The Bay of Campeche. Yep. Take a shot. There you go. Rose says, love Big Bang Theory. My son started watching in the beginning. Took me a while to catch on, but I love it. I'm just getting into it. And I got to tell you, I feel like these are my people. I love it. I mean, I'm not quite as smart as they are, certainly. It's not Dr. Eric Burris after all, but I love the nerddom, so I'll take it. Yeah. Chris is asking if I have access to it. I'll have to go look. HAFS, the new models. You want to look and see if it's in there? In Max, in the tropical models.
Yeah.
Anything newscast planned for the 25th anniversary of the Central Florida wildfires of '98? I need to add that to my calendar. We've just been so busy, and now we're back to being short-staffed. If y'all missed it, Alex Alisi is leaving us. Sunday was his last day on the air. So, yeah. Just means less time to work on those extra projects. So, there's that. Yeah. Deborah, you like the strong stuff. Oh, yeah. Puts hair on your chest, you know? That's the way I look at it. Everybody enjoying that drink. You got it. What's it looking like for the 4th? It's a little far. It's a little out there. Vanessa says, hire me. Apply, Vanessa. We're looking. We want to make sure we've got the right person. I don't want to sit next to a schmuck, so we got to hire the right person, you know?
Already.
We do? Oh, I do. Oh, I'm like, is the model in there? No. Okay. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it would be yet, because the parent model, yeah. I mean, it's a high-res grid, super high-res, but I don't know if it's in there yet. If it's not, I can bring it up at Mug at the weather conference that I go to during the summer. Taylor says I don't have a Met degree, but I mean, I'll apply. Hey, you know.
Can you point at a green screen and talk?
Can you point at a green screen and talk? No, there's more to it. We don't want to hire somebody that can't do the sciencey stuff. Like weather, you know, back in the day, you didn't need a meteorology education. You could just show up and do the weather and, you know, smile. But now it's like you got to have the meat and potatoes, you know. And then you end up with one of these things in the weather department because of Kellyanne. Anyway, I have character and I know basic sciencey stuff. Character is 85% of it. The sciencey stuff is the other part. It's that little bit. So, yeah. All right. You should put us up in the background and let us hear you work. I love listening to that. I mean, I do during the morning show when we do Coffee Talk and the Today Show cut-ins, but at this point, it's just putting stuff together. What I do is so interesting. Well, thank you, Becky. I appreciate it. It gets busy sometimes. Thank goodness tonight is a bit quieter. I'll take that. So, yeah, I'm a non-certified meteorologist since 12. See, there's a lot of those people. I met, when I lived in Palm Beach, I met one of the creators of Netscape Navigator, which for you kids was one of the early browsers of the internet, okay? It was the coolest thing. I don't even think it still exists, right? Netscape Navigator. Is that still a thing? Was a proprietary web browser. Final release was in 2008, 15 years ago, right? I mean, when I saw that the little Netscape logo, oh my gosh, I just loved it because it meant I was on the internet. So I met one of the creators, or he was somebody up top, okay? Supposedly it was a big deal. He just wanted to talk about the weather. And he was fascinated with it. And I just remember being like, I shop for dress shirts at Walmart. Like, this guy wants to talk to me about my job. I'm like, I got this dress shirt. This is the George brand dress shirt. Like, you shouldn't be interested in what I'm doing. And the guy was like a bajillionaire. Anyway, I remember downloading Netscape 1.0. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool stuff. I loved Netscape with the stars and stuff and the little navigate, like the lighthouse. Anyway, it was cool. It was cool. So that's that. Bay of Campeche, go. Okay, so any other questions, comments, concerns? We've got a stormy pattern these next couple of days, people. Brian, it doesn't look like they're going to Fujiwara. It looks like they're going to be far enough apart. So yeah, not a big deal there. Not a big deal there. Back in the days, we needed to jump into Prodigy. That's right. Or American Online. Drink. Is it hard to track lightning strikes to compare from the past? Yes. We don't like store days and days and days of data. I think I've got 12 hours of lightning strikes, maybe 24. Yeah, it's not the easiest. There's just these weather computers. We've got, in addition to the computers, the 6 weather computers we put on TV. We have 3 additional servers in the back that are just sitting there and sipping down data. Bay of Campeche. So, they only have so much space. Yeah. Chris, in another life, I would apply just because. Yeah, right? I feel ya. Linda's, I asked but no reply. What did you ask, Linda? Did I miss your question? I'm scrolling up to find your question, Linda. I don't see a question. Should I be afraid again in Ocala tomorrow? Why would you be afraid? I mean, we get storms every single day here during the summer. Don't be afraid. Just know what to do if the storms hit you. That's all. You're fine. Brian, I remember dial-up AOL. And then I also remember you'd pay by the hour. So I just remember at some point, it like let me know that I was coming up on my hour and I was only allowed an hour or something a day. You were too young for that. You don't know internet that you charge by the hour, do you?
I just remember going on Google.
going on Google. I remember Ask Jeeves. I didn't run a BBS, but I remember I dialed into the Seminole County card catalog for the public library on a BBS back in the day. And I remember my mother picking up the phone, hearing the running in my room to make sure I wasn't doing any nefarious activities. And I'm like, I'm studying and working on the Dewey Decimal System. And she's like, I don't know what the Dewey Decimal System is, but you cannot get into the bad sections of the internet. And I'm like, it's text only, Mom. Yeah, definitely. Paul, I wonder if they will get the rocket launch in tonight. So there is concern that the weather earlier is playing into the overall rocket launch forecast. Now, the question that I have, how big is the actual launch window? Is it a instantaneous deal, or does ULA have a little bit of an opening there? That will be a determination, because if the storms earlier played into any of their activities, they may be running behind. 3:29 a.m. is the launch window. 75% chance of good weather as of the last data we got from ULA and SLD 45. So hoping that we're able to get a great launch. If this was not 3:29 in the morning, I'd go. But it's 3:29 in the morning, and I'm working the morning show, so I'm not going. Yeah. Oh, Steven, I remember LimeWire, or Kazaa, or Napster. Oh man, Priscilla, I remember receiving the disc in the mail. Me too. Oh man, those were my coasters. Like, I felt so cool when I was in grade school, and I used CompuServe discs as 3.5 discs as coasters for my cup of water or my Coke. Yep. Matt, I was watching last night during the severe weather, and you made the call to go on air and broadcast. I didn't realize that was your call. Is that correct? So there's a couple of layers to that. Yes, it's my call, but also we have this beautiful, stand by, this beautiful severe weather action plan, okay? And the severe weather action plan is what the suits upstairs expect from us. So I always laugh because everybody's like, get off the air, I was trying to watch insert TV show name, and I'm like, cool, no, severe weather action plan says I have to be there. I always laugh at that. So it's my call to do exactly what I'm expected to do. Does that make sense? Yeah. Last. No, it's not the last. It's the second to last. I understand. Wait a minute. I understand you're joining us.
Oh, yes. Wait, FaceTime?
On the weekends?
Oh, sunrise on weekends. Yeah, I know.
I hope you're as excited as we are.
I am excited. I just need to get through, like...
If you're not excited, I'm going to come over there and make you.
I can't wait to see how it's done here.
Oh.
I'm nervous about the wake-up call, the 2 a.m. wake-up call.
Coffee. That's the secret. Coffee and faking it. That's tonight, Gabbergadicus, everybody. Okay, Pirates. I remember Pirates Bay. We're talking about like illegal websites and things from 30 years ago. Like, geez, I don't think I ever went to Pirates Bay. I don't.
Does the history go back that far?
I don't. Yeah. Does the internet history go back? Matt, you all haven't lived unless you've gotten a cease and desist letter from the ISP. Then, what happened? I feel like there's a story. Since Coffee Talk is completely off the rails because I'm tired, I need that story. You got a cease and desist? Did the FBI get involved? I remember 5 1/4, Beverly. I remember 5 1/4. Absolutely. Oh man, it does make sense. It's just an interesting fact I didn't realize. Yeah, it's funny. I always realized that. Well, like, you know, at the end of the day, like even my wife will be like, "Did somebody make you stay late?" And I'm like, "It doesn't work that way. I know what's expected of me, and I have to self-regulate that." You know, like if there's severe weather, I have to be here. So I made me stay. Yeah, that's the way that works. Darlene, I saw the first AT&T You've Got Mail. That wasn't AT&T. That was AOL. Wasn't it? Right? There's nothing so important on TV that overrides severe weather update. I always, you know, when somebody, I'll read to you exactly my notes. So I got a couple of nasty emails yesterday, and I'll read to you exactly what I wrote back. Oh, God, I don't know what she's going to use that for. All right. So I wrote to somebody. They wrote the nasty Graham email to me. Hold on. Blah is what they wrote. And my response was, thanks for writing. Our FCC license actually requires us to be public servants first, commercial stations second. It's my actual job to do this. Sorry it frustrated you, but the folks being impacted by 70-mile-per-hour winds, I'm sure were glad to get a warning. Have a great night, and I'm sure glad you're safe. Know that when severe weather threatens you, we'll be there too. That's my actual email. And I will add that somebody responded with an apology and basically said that they were just grumpy that they couldn't watch whatever show was. I'm like, I was on for like a minute. I get it. Like one person was like, we finally got to watch The Wall, and you cut in. And it's like 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's what Doppler radar was showing yesterday. I get that you want to watch the TV. I get it. I get it. Michael says you were nicer than I would have been. It's still my job. Like I still have to put food on the table, and yeah. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh boy, does anyone have? I feel like my MySpace is still out there somewhere. My top 8's probably an ex-girlfriend. Don't tell the wife. That was a while ago. Oh man. If only they knew there were people like us who go out of their way to watch Coffee Talk. I know, right, Sabrina? Well, the other thing, too, to remember is, like, I get that not everybody's a weather nerd. I do. But, you know, it is what it is. You're not going to make everybody happy. That's why I never tell my wife about these emails, because it literally blows a fuse in her head. And she's a Latin girl. Like, when you blow a Latin girl's fuse, sometimes she changes languages at you. Oh my God. Okay, don't. Oh my God. Put that away for us to, yeah. Oh man. How about putting people's safety before TV? I mean, that's, yeah. It always amazes me how many people complain about weather coverage. Yeah, it's true. um, if the weather is bad, I want to know. Right? I don't know. Rita says your voice, your soothing voice seems to calm her. What are we to? Oh, I missed your comment above where you said back at it, teething sucks. I decided to just rock her while I watch, since she decided to only sleep when I'm holding her. Oh, that's tough. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I know that teething world. Your telecast is worth cutting a show. Thank you very much, Cynthia. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Brian, Eric did on-air severe weather policies change? Because I know back in the Dave Marsh days, if the meteorologist went on air, no jacket, that usually means something serious is going on. Yeah, you're talking about what? When I had Dave Marsh on, what did he say? That he retired 16 years ago? A lot has changed in 16 years. I will tell you this. I am told by our image consultant to find opportunities to not wear a jacket. Like sleeves rolled up, I could tell you I'm going to be doing weather at 10 and 11 with no jacket on. Yeah, very different world. It's less buttoned up. There's a lot of TV stations that are losing the tie. We're not there yet, but yeah. Yeah, very different. Yeah, it's just, I mean, a lot has changed in 2 decades almost. Yeah. Tony says, blow a Latin girl's fuse, run. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. Is there a chance of a beach day at Daytona on Saturday? There's going to be storms around, but there will always be time for sunshine too. Yeah. I'm not Latin, but my kids know when I grab a flip flop to duck and cover. That's hilarious and terrifying at the same time. You can now Michael's correct. You can tell how bad it is by how many meteorologists are on the air. If we get into team coverage, that's when you know. The rolled up sleeve thing, that's every day. Yeah. Yeah. Creating a serious work environment, rolled up sleeves. You know what it is? I'm just really glad that the world is a little different. It's a little more chill. I'm a little more chill. When I started in TV, I was told I had to be super buttoned up on TV. Today, fast forward to today, seriously, this is God's honest truth. Fast forward to, it was like a couple of years ago, we have like a talent coach where she watches you and literally just rips you apart. Rips you apart. And for me, she's like, you're too buttoned up. You seem like you're running for office or you're a used car salesman with a spiel. And I'm like, but that's what I was taught to do. And so one day, she looked at my coffee talk and she's like, can you do this on TV? And I said, sure, but I feel like I'm a little edgy on coffee talk. And she's like, why do people watch NASCAR? For the car crashes. Okay, so here we are. And I kind of just do a 2-minute coffee talk every weather hit now. And I kind of let my personality. And let me tell you something. I've never gotten yelled at. That's crazy. I never got yelled at. I would have expected to, but here we are. So that's that. Megan says, thank you for sharing your bariatric journey. I'm 8 months post-op, down 114 pounds and feel amazing. You inspired me. Heck yeah, Megan, you get it. Oh my God, I love it. I just got chills. Thank you. I'm 2 years post-op, and look, I still have some things. We all have. My nails are weird, but God, I feel great, and I feel even better that you're going through your journey. Congratulations to you. You've added years to your life through your health, so I'm super excited for you. Oh my God, seriously, I feel great. Nancy, we love the chill. I love to not have to be so buttoned up. I like the chill. Yeah. Oh man, do you have a Keurig machine in the weather center? We have a Keurig. I have an espresso maker. And I've brought in the Starbucks. Oh yeah. We do our thing. All right, it's 9:41. I guess I have to go do TV now. How do we make that vote for the best newsman? It's like Orlando Weekly or something. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Matt says Coffee Talk has been here for a while. I don't think I know how or why you started it. Oh my God. All right, I have to share this story. And for those of you that have watched a while, you know, and this is God's honest truth. Remember that Latin wife I was telling you about? When I make her mad and she pops a fuse? I mean, everybody that's married to a person knows that when you get on their nerves, you get on their nerves. I just pick on my wife because it's my love language. She's a patient woman. Okay, I need to, Jeannie, if you're watching, I know you're not because the kids are with you. If your friends tell you I was making fun of you, we need to fast forward to 40. Oh God, I've been talking for 40 minutes. 40 minutes, 33 seconds. Jeannie, you're great and you're patient. But how did Coffee Talk start? Hurricane Matthew was, okay, so right around the time we were tracking Hurricane Matthew in 2016, Facebook opened up the API to be able to do Facebook Lives professionally like I'm doing right now, you know, with a lower third and a steady camera. Before that, it was only on your phone and it looked like you were, you know, experiencing a nightclub while half drunk. And I didn't want to do that. So here we are. So Hurricane Matthew was threatening Florida, and I had started to get barely married. I don't even think I was married yet, Chris. We were engaged to be married and found a great forecast, or I'm sorry, a great home for a great price. And so, yeah, we weren't married. We had found this house, bought the house, and we were moving into our first home together. And we didn't even have internet at the house. And Hurricane Matthew was coming. And I remember I had just started to do like a little Facebook Live here or there, and I was going to do a Facebook Live for Hurricane Matthew, and she said, "Put on a nice shirt and do your hair. You are not to look like a slob." So I did as she asked, but the very next day, as soon as she went to work, I did Facebook Live looking like a slob, just to aggravate her. And that was Coffee Talk. And for years, I looked like a slob. And then I kind of started to realize maybe the wife was right. Maybe you don't want to look like a slob. I mean, it's not that I look like a slob. I just thought that we were getting each other in our morning mode. And I didn't go out of the way to look perfect. Now I do my hair and I try to look a little presentable. But at the time, I can't believe the bosses let me because I literally look like a slob. But I did it just to spite her, which makes me sound like a terrible husband. Jeannie, if you're still watching on the replay of this, I have learned my ways, my error of my ways, and I'm sorry. And I do my hair now, and I back then I just brushed my teeth. That was it. I just looked like a bum. I was trying to just give a raw thing. So anyway, thank you, Becky. Linda, thank you. I appreciate it. Spiky Eric is seriously my favorite. Hey, giddy up. All right, let me go. I need to make some tweaks to the 10 o'clock broadcast. I'll see you on WESH 2 News at 10, on CW18, WESH 2 News at 11 on WESH 2. And then, yes, back when we had music before the copyright police came and slapped my hand. We did karaoke. My God, what fools we were. Young and dumb. So there's that. I'll see you tonight on the newscasts, and then I will see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock for Coffee Talk, and tomorrow morning, my God, I'm doing 4 flipping broadcasts tomorrow. 8 a.m. for Coffee Talk, 10 a.m. for Tracking the Tropics, 3:30 in the afternoon, and 9 o'clock tomorrow. I need some meta stock or something. All right, be good, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.